Hi everybody, today is Tuesday, January 28th, and in this video I briefly would like to summarize the main points that I took out of your posts on the first half of Warnock's book, and also preview some of the stuff that's coming up later this week, and a little bit of what's coming up for the rest of this learning module next week. I'm really enjoying reading your posts. I think they're good, they're detailed, they're thoughtful by and large, so please keep it up. One thing I do want to mention is that you need to read, sometimes some of you need to read the prompts more carefully. These prompts are your rhetorical situation, and my assessments of your posts are based by and large on the on how well your posts fulfill the questions, answer the questions that are asked in the prompts. For example, for the first half of Warnock's book, what I was looking for were not merely your reactions, your responses to his advice, but also how you would connect that advice to the more theoretical points, theoretical ideas that you had encountered before in the other readings. So please keep in mind that those prompts are your assignments, and you need to sometimes read them more carefully. If you're one of those students who need extra advice on how to read those prompts, I posted some comments for you briefly in SpeedGrader. You can look at those and let me know what you think. So also, I wanted to remind you that I'm asking you to look at these readings and these discussion posts not as separate from one another, but as something that builds every next step building upon the previous step. So if you recall, we started the course by me asking you what your current experience is, what your current level of knowledge is about online instruction. And then we read Grant's article, which was fairly general and even to some extent stereotypical, as some of you pointed out. So I wanted to begin building upon your existing knowledge with that article. Then we looked at Rich's book on instructional design, which was very theoretical but very detailed and very specific. So again, the idea there was to build upon previous readings, previous discussions, previous ideas. Now we're looking at Warnock. Now we're trying to connect theory with practice. So the whole point of this is that we don't just read and discuss discrete assignments. This is all these are all parts of one continuum, one progression from knowing something, understanding something one way, to understanding it a different way, to understanding it yet a different way, and on and on and on. At the end of each module, as you know, at the end of the first module as well as the other ones, you will be asked to do a synthesis and reflection post, which will be designed to help you pull it all together into a more or less coherent picture of what you learned, what we discussed, what we thought about throughout this module. So looking ahead to the end of week 5, which is the end of next week, begin thinking about how you may want to begin pulling together all these ideas about theory and practice and experience and questions you have had towards some kind of a preliminary set of conclusions about online education, online learning, which you may have gotten out of this first learning module. Okay, so I'm glad several of you picked up on the idea in Warnock about sort of the teacher not coming across as this approachable sage. I think I'm consciously working towards not coming across as such a sage. And in fact, again, I'd like to reiterate that my strategy in commenting on your posts is that I comment on a few, but I really think that my job is to allow the class members to interact with one another, and I only intervene when I see that the discussion has taken a different turn, that I need to kind of nudge you a little bit towards something. So that's my role. I think I'm trying to model the kinds of behavior that I think is good teaching behavior when you teach online, and that's why I do it. Okay, so in the following narrated slides, I'd like to briefly summarize some of the key points which I took out of your conversation on Warnock. So take a look at those, and of course, as always, let me know if you have any questions. Also, one of you, or at least one of you, maybe more, in your last discussion mentioned the idea that according to Warnock, at least, and according to the ID knowledge-based book, it might be a good idea for us to vary the media in which we comment and converse with one another. So I'd like to invite you to use the multimedia comment function in Canvas a little bit more, maybe experiment with it. You can record audio for one another, you can even record video if you want to. So just give it a try if you want. You don't have to do it. If you're feeling comfortable typing things as you have before, that's fine. But feel free to give multimedia commenting a try if you want to. It can be accessed right there from the comment field in the discussion forum. Anyway, take a look at the following slides, and as always, let me know if you have any questions. I look forward to the next batch of postings, and have a great day. Have a great week. Bye-bye.